What's up, everyone? I hope you're well today. Hope everyone is finding success and achieving balance, and if not, working towards it. It's been a little minute, so I have to get back in the groove of sending messages, but I feel led to talk about arcs and ways to use your solar plexus energy. In this moment in time right now, I feel like a lot of us are in a rebirth chapter. I would also, what I've called it is a respec chapter, because in regards to video games and a lot of different RPGs and different games, you can get skill trees, right? And the more you level up, the more skills you can unlock in different skill trees, right? And each skill tree may be a different proficiency or different category for like things that you can do, whether it's something that like a whole category that's all about moving fast, or a whole category that's all about doing damage, or a whole category that's about like doing spell work or something, right? And sometimes in the game later on, it'll allow you to respec or respeculate or whatever, right? Your whole skill set. So you can take all the experience points that you've gained so far in the game and then re-spend them in different categories. So if you were somebody who did a lot of damage at first and you're like, I wonder what it'd be like to, be stealthy and, sneak around, then you would respec into like a stealth skill set. So I say that to inspire you in a way to re-speculate yourself, reevaluate yourself, resituate your energy, recreate yourself. This is a really good time to. There's a lot of 2024 has been a good year for finding resonance and being able to kind of emerge from resonating with yourself. I look at it like a caterpillar going into a cocoon. It's resonating with itself. It's shutting out the outside world, and it's all just within itself, and then it emerges as a new version. So I say that to inspire people, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on right now where we're just met with a lot of confrontation. Sometimes it might be good, sometimes it might be bad, but it's good as far as just self-development, right? Everything's working towards our betterment. And some things are challenging. Maybe some of us have it on easy mode, and some of us have it on hard mode, and some of us are just we just feeling it. But I do think it's important for us to not get too rigid in our own ego and our own identity of who we are, who we think we are, or who we think we are meant to be, or I would say our limitations, to be more clearly, what we think our limitations are, the ideas that we have of ourselves, the ideas that we have of what we could be and who we've been. And sometimes, most of the time we're a more harsher judge on ourselves than any other body would be, because usually they're too busy focused on themselves as well. So I just want to inspire people to keep their eyes open, and if anything, look at your life in a way to where you can consolidate a lot of the things that you've gone through. Be able to take everything and, just like a snake, be able to like shed that skin, right? If you have to, in order, to grow further. And, it's good to let things go, we all have a good past and everything, but, sometimes it's good to change your phone number and just, kind of rebuild, take a lighter load on so you can start to amass in a new direction, see yourself in a new light and aim towards it, right? If you've kind of been somebody who's a people pleaser and you've done things kind of by the book and, expecting a certain return, but you just haven't felt it, It's not always like, oh, okay, well, the first half of my life was a waste or anything. It's more of being able to just approach it with the right angle. Sometimes it's all you need is just to line it up, just to line things up so you can see how things were meant to be, the intention of it. And so sometimes it's good for you to be a people pleaser, because later on in your second chapter, your second arc or whatever, that might be the thing that you're the best at, If you're somebody who doesn't have great technical skills, and that's always been something that stumped you, once you kind of get over yourself in a way, I like to call it getting over yourself, but, not to be rude or anything, but I just think it's a kind of funny way to look at yourself. Once you can get over yourself in that way, you will potentially it might be something you're proficient in, or something you have a little bit more awareness in, or maybe just something that you added to your bag, even if it's just a little bit, even if you're not the best at it. So, I'll wait for these cars to pass. So these shortcomings, or these things that we've gone through, just like being a people pleaser, it might be something where you're better with your boundaries later on. You're able to be that person that you weren't able to be because you caught on. But it's not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful thing that we all have the opportunity, that we're still breathing, we're still living, we're still able to experience everything that we're going through and solve the issues, and be that problem solver for our own self. Because the only thing between you and greatness is yourself. That's it. There's nothing really else standing in your way besides yourself. And it goes for me as well. No matter who you want to be like, no matter who influences you or inspires you, the quickest way you can get there is through yourself. So I'm gonna keep it simple and keep it fun, but this is honestly how I look at things. Maybe it's just my generation, but I was getting like the feeling that it was like a download, that I was looking at it like the speculation. I was looking at it like Pokemon in a way, to where it's, each Pokemon, you have like the basic Pokemon, right? They all have like 3 evolutions, or some of them, which would be like, if you started with the original, it'd be Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander, and they each have their middle stage and their third stage. And if you look at them, a lot of the third stages don't happen until they're at least in their like 20s. A lot of them are in their 30s. I think like Squirtle doesn't turn into or War Turtle doesn't turn into Blastoise until like 36, and Charizard doesn't do it until like 32 or 37 or something. But it's kind of interesting because, as we get older, a lot of us feel like we're shadows of ourselves, or people start to put that on you, that, you're starting to fade or whatever. But if anything, it's like you're gaining all of this energy. And if you are able to reuse it, re-speculate it, because some of us leave our energy in the past and we have nothing to bring to the present, because like a lot of people feel like the relationship that they're a part of, or that golden era of their life or whatever, is back there, and they'll lighten up every time they go back into that space, but not so much when you talk to them now sometimes. But we have to be able to let go of that baggage. We have to be able to just drop the load, because no one is carrying that load but us, and just take the good that we can from it, right? Which would be that experience points, right? Which would be, hey, I learned that I'm a fast learner. I learned that I'm good with like people. I learned that I'm this or that or that. Or if you just learned in general, you have experience now, you're just a better human. You're a better version of yourself. So now it's like, okay, well, I'll put all that energy into those things. Now, where can I divide, or what am I thinking? Well, I'm like contribute or distribute. How could I distribute these things into new categories or new things that I like? Because I've learned how to do things, and I know that I can learn new skill sets. Now what skill sets do I want to learn? Now what things do I want to learn? And especially, as you get older, the stakes get higher. So it's more like, okay, well, what things do I need to add to my life to make it better? What things do I need to do to be more effective or more efficient with myself or with my opportunities, with anything, with your energy, with your time? Because all of these things you have to manage. You have to be able to manage, your energy, and knowing your rhythm, knowing what times of day you're most productive and what time of days that you're better for work doing, like, remedial tasks or whatever. Because you can do it all. It's just you have to kind of know yourself a little bit better. Same thing with your time, being able to make the most out of your hours, like we all are going through the same 24 hours, but for some of us, 24 hours is just like, okay, another 24 hours is just another day. But for some other people, each hour, each 30 minutes, each 15 minutes is accounted for. And a 3 p.m. to you and a 3 p.m. to somebody else might be two completely different things. 3 p.m. might mean the world to somebody right now. And 3 p.m. just might be, okay, it's 3, whatever, what's next, So it's also being able to balance a little bit of that energy into your everyday to get more out of it too, being able to get more out of it, apply more to it. But anyways, I'll just say all that to say that, like, we have the potential to do so much. We have the potential to become so much. We do that every single day. Or 30 minutes to an hour from now, I'm going to be in a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? And even if I'm doing the same thing, I'm going to be in a different kind of state of mind about it, whatever. We're constantly changing regardless of whether we like it or not. And it happens on smaller intervals and also happens on bigger intervals, it happens, over years and, over months and over weeks and so forth, over semesters, however you want to look at it. So one thing I've noticed naturally, and this is just me, take it or leave it, since we're at this mark, it's not going to be much longer. Take it or leave it, I do feel like there's a natural procession with the months, with the moon, and how the moon moves. Each month feels like a different theme. Each month is like a theme, right? Each month comes with a different, obviously a different sign, season, whether it's like Taurus or Virgo or, whatever. And but besides that, there's more overarching themes that you can kind of pick up on. The more that you kind of pay attention to how, like, the similarities between everyone, because there's a lot of things that we all kind of share, we all kind of go through. There's certain themes, I would just say. It's all like a overlaying theme. But with all these themes, you're still able to kind of traject how you want to end up at the end of the month, right? End up at the end of this full moon cycle, right? It's an old ancient thing where they have used the moon cycles for many things, for harvesting, for all sorts of stuff. It's just a natural thing. So at least for me, the way that I picked up on it and the way that I kind of like look at it, and I catch a lot of synchronicities going about it this way. So I feel like I can at least talk about it because it's just something that I've used for years now. But anyways, let's get to it. So each theme, it allows you to, or each month allows you to progress and to kind of meet new characters or, go on an arc, and I would just, for now, this is all about arcs, right? So like each month is a new arc in a way, right? It's a good size arc, and a month is a good size for you to do a lot, right? So you have to be able to look at yourself if you really want to change and if you really want things to kind of start to manifest in your way, in your direction. Try to play with the universe a little bit. It's listening to you. Trust me. It's more than just the ads listening to you and everything else. The universe has been listening to you. And it's just like real-time playback, for real. So, from where you are into where you want to be, we all, if you're ambitious at least, there's a place that you want to be. There's a certain version of yourself that you want to be, you know. And if not, you should start to respect yourself and rethink, okay, where would I want to be if I could? What could I add to my game to make me feel like I'm more of my genuine self, or the person that I want to be, you know, the person that I wish was more here, you know, or the person I wish I could embody, at least. Think about that, right? And kind of understand that trajectory from where you are and where you want to be, right? And each month will kind of allow you to get there, right? If you're like, oh man, I really want to, I don't know, I just want to be in a really nice event where I can network and meet some really quality people. And if you're if it's a new moon and you're like, yo, this is my intention, this is where I'm going to want things to go, I would do that. Set that intention, set that for something you want to be, whether it's you want to meet new friends that do similar things that you do, or whether it's, you want a new job you want to hear back from a new job, or, you know, want to work on a project or whatever it is. Put it out there at the new moon, put it out there when the moon's like, you know, dark and the night is dark and everything, and see what happens. Just play with it, see what happens. I'm not saying, oh, go do a ritual or a seance at all. I'm just saying, set your intention for the new month. If it's a new month, it's a full moon, just know that, okay, this is right now, this full moon energy is like the part of the season where everything's at its peak. All of the drama's going on that's supposed to happen, all of the conflicts and everything, whether they're good or bad, or like the height usually of like an event or whatever, that'll usually happen somewhere around the full moon. And then once you kind of start the waning phase and go down, it's kind of like the resolution or the resolving side of that arc, right? It's like the back end of that arc. And you're kind of getting into setting up to things that are setting up for either the next moon arc, or things that are going to continue, or are there things that are going to die off, and, you know, are the things going to take a back seat or whatever. So kind of utilize these energies, know these energies, utilize these arcs in a way, so that way you can be like, okay, well, I can see that this habit or whatever that I'm trying to break I'm kind of at this part of the month right now where I can either add it, it'll still be a character in the next month, or it's something that will be kind of, you know, won't make an appearance on the next little season or whatever. So use your trajectory in your mind to figure out where you want to be, the kind of people you want to meet, the kind of events you want to go to, the kind of progress you want to make, whatever it is, and start to see it happen. You'll see in the first couple weeks, you might get a phone call or email from somebody that's like, hey, da 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 da, I got a new job for you. Hey, da 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 da, like, you know, you think you could, I got somebody you'd like to meet, so forth, whatever. But understand that these things are natural, and a lot of us, we live in a world where convenience is everything. So we'll kind of rush the process when things need to develop, things need to happen in the background, things need to happen in the darkness. You got to let, you know, Mother Nature, the divine feminine, do her thing. You know, she's got her own time, and patience teaches you that. It teaches you how to understand that timing and how to appreciate those things, because you'll know if there's somebody that you find that's significant and you're like, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna see you again. Sometimes it's good to be like, you know what, if I see you one more time, it's I'm gonna get that person's number or whatever. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, boom. But you kind of just have to also manifest, co-create with it, you know. It's like painting a little bit. It's kind of meant for you to make mistakes. It's kind of meant for things to there's no undo, you know. But you know, you got more things to play with. So yeah, get used to these arcs, understand these arcs, and I think that's it for the most part. What else is there anything to say? We talked about the months. Yeah, that's it for the most part. If there's anything else that I feel like I need to cover, I will. But wherever you are, however you are, whenever you are, thank you for watching this video. If you have to this point, you already know what to do. Click, be mean, you know. Peace.